Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Steve Pearson. I'm from Renvox Global Communications Group. This morning I'm going to give you a talk about CCTV and security systems and intelligent solutions for your businesses. So, CCTV doesn't work. That's a pretty bold statement, isn't it? But for the most part, it's true. How many people have got CCTV systems on the premises here? Okay, 1, 2, yeah, so you've got CCTV systems on there. Well, ask yourself the question, why do people buy CCTV systems? The prime reason is to prevent crime, stop crime, isn't it? You've all got it on because you want to stop crime on your businesses, on your premises. And the secondary reason is to identify criminals with a view to arresting them and prosecuting them for the crimes they've been seen to commit. But in its primary role, which is to stop crime, it fails miserably. CCTV systems, when it first came out, it was seen as the answer to all problems crime related and did have a positive effect on crime figures. The government at the time saw it as the solution for problems in town centres, and they pumped a lot of money into to town centre CCTV systems, providing funding for the local authorities for those who could put forward a viable reason as to why they should have it. And that went on for many years, and most town centres of a reasonable size now have CCTV systems. However, in its current form, it isn't really effective. CCTV systems are reactive in evidence gathering. They don't really stop crime. Yeah, they're reactive in evidence gathering. So in terms of their primary reason to stop crime, they do actually fail fairly miserably. And they don't accept, in a few cases, prevent crime. They react to crimes being committed, which is often too late. The police don't generally have the resources to be everywhere at the same time and to be able to respond to notifications from control rooms or central monitoring stations or even member of the public that there's a crime in progress. And they can be quite busy. So if an operator sat in a control room watching CCTV cameras and they see something that's going on, they can ring through to the police or radio through to the police, but they may be on another shout. They might be on a road traffic accident dealing with something which is more priority. And Lancashire Police have stated that they won't be responding to activations from commercial premises anymore. You've got to log it on the internet that you've had a break-in, which is pretty poor. So what's the solution? Well, audio intervention is the solution, and has proven to be the most effective method of preventing crime when used in conjunction with CCTV systems. So, what is audio intervention, you might ask? Well, as its name implies, it's the use of audio to actually intervene in crimes being committed. So, any sort of situation which are observed on cameras, a live announcement to those committing the crimes generally will do the trick because they know they're being watched. So if you've got a CCTV operator watching a camera and he sees a couple of guys about to break into a commercial premises, straight away if he can say, "Stop, you two guys in the blue jackets about to break into that window, you're being recorded, the police are on the way, you will be arrested," chances are they're not going to stop. They're not going to hang around because they don't know that the police are half an hour away or 5 minutes away or 2 minutes away. But what they do know is that they're actually being watched by somebody and their every action is being sort of covered and monitored. So audio intervention actually works. So, I'm pretty biased on the subject as well because at Renvox we've developed and patented some public address systems, some of the most technologically advanced public address systems in the world, and the systems that we develop can talk from anywhere to anywhere in the world without the need for wires. And so as a retrofit to existing CCTV systems, they're very, very easy. We have a range of different speakers, but the primary one works via the GSM mobile networks. And GSM, 80% of global coverage is via the GSM networks. So our systems literally just need mounting adjacent to the camera or in the vicinity of a camera, connecting either to a power supply or we have solar panels, so they're completely standalone. They're just switched on and then they work. So the operators in the control room, if they see something going on, they can immediately take action and speak to the perpetrators of the crimes and warn them off. With the solar-powered versions, you don't need any power. They're totally green. So for local authorities who need ticks in the boxes for green credentials, we literally just mount up the solar panel on the wall, mount up the speaker, connect the two together and switch it on. We also have a Renvox control suite. Now, the control suite allows you to simultaneously speak to up to 40 of the speaker units simultaneously with a live broadcast. So by that, we could, in theory, we could have 10 in America, 10 in Germany, 10 in Spain, and 10 in the UK, and simultaneously make a live announcement in all of those countries at the same time with a live voice message. So it's not a recorded voice message, it's a live audio message from an operator. Now, in real terms, you wouldn't have it in all those different countries, but you might have it all around your buildings, around your premises, around a town centre, at a concert or a festival, and from a command and control point of view, then it gives complete command and control to an operator. So if you need to, say for instance, other than the security side of it, evacuate a building, from a health and safety point of view, if there's a fire, you need to evacuate a building, then nobody's going to sit around inside the office in the building, the main office, and make announcements to evacuate the building. With our system, you can go outside from your mobile phone, you can make announcements to the building. You could talk to these systems from either a mobile phone, a landline telephone, Skype, or any other VoIP system, or our control suite. So it makes it extremely effective. So the benefits are quite obvious. They give the operators a voice and an opportunity to intervene before the crime or as the crime is actually being committed. And very often that's all it takes to stop the crime. So it can help save on insurance because you can reduce your premiums, or you don't have claims, as many claims. If you've had repeated break-ins time after time again, then your premiums are going to go high. And in some cases, they may not actually want to give you insurance cover. And so let's have a look at a case study then. Something that we take for granted, things that happen every day, every weekend in town centres, assault in a public place. So a couple of drunken guys come out of a pub or a nightclub, square up against each other for a fight. The fight starts, and the CCTV operator watching it radios through to the nearest police unit. They might be, as I said, dealing with a road traffic accident or several sort of minutes away before they can actually get there. And several minutes is all it takes for someone to be actually badly injured or killed. So the fight kicks off, somebody's hurt, they knock down, hit their head on the floor. The chap who's sort of who'd hit him runs off. You've then got the ambulance going to come, so they might have to do triage. So there's a cost for the ambulance coming out to actually deal with that person. They have to take them back to hospital. They're assessed at hospital. They may have to have x-rays. They may have to see consultants. They may need an operation, which there's a cost for that. They might need then outpatient care afterwards. So those are all ongoing costs on the medical side of it. Look at it from the police side of it. The police then come out. They have to interview witnesses at the scene. They may get professional witnesses in to come and actually forensic scenes of crime to try and sort of get samples and find out sort of from DNA who it was who did it. They then have to go out and arrest the person, then bring them back into the police station under arrest for an interview. You've then got the legal side coming. So they would have solicitors, maybe on legal aid, come in to represent them. They may be bailed pending further inquiries. The CPS would get involved, may take them to court. So if they go to court, you've then got the court services, the cost of the judges, the ushers, the solicitors and barristers from both sides, all at quite a heavy cost. You then may have a custodial sentence, so you've got the prison service, you've got the probation service afterwards, which could run into hundreds of thousands of pounds from just one sort of fight that happened. If the operator was able to speak to the people and say, stop, you two guys are about to have a fight, you're being recorded, the police are on their way, it may stop it, it may save somebody's life, but it will save an awful lot of expense. So that's it, so one case study. The other case study would be on a commercial premises. You as sort of owners of businesses and commercial premises, you may have suffered from break-ins. You may know some people are break-ins. They're certainly getting sort of more and more prevalent break-ins on premises. And it's very easy for thieves to sort of break in through a window, smash a window, get in, steal a couple of laptops and run away with it. and they're just looking for something they can sell on quickly, or they may be sort of stealing to order. So it may be that there's things in your business that are extremely attractive to other people to sell on, and it may be that they target the business because of it. Again, the same scenario, the CCTV operator, if you've got a monitored system, would see it, and there's not a lot he can do unless he can actually speak to somebody. But being able to speak to somebody would actually stop and prevent that crime from happening. If you haven't got a monitored system, if you've just got a CCTV system that's recording and is just purely reactive, then it's very easy to retrofit with some of our speakers to make it a monitored system, because not only are they speakers, they're intelligent units, so they have inputs and outputs. So you can connect a variety of inputs to them, passive infrared sensors, or flood detectors, or any sort of sensor can be connected to it. They can automatically be programmed to control different outputs. So they might open electric gates, they might switch on a sump pump, a variety of different things. They also obviously contact the monitoring station. So to retrofit without running wires, and wires are the expensive bit. When you're looking at having audio on to enhance a CCTV system, to have to run wires all the way out to those speakers can be prohibitively expensive. And whereas ours does away with the need for wires. So, looking at some of the crime figures, and you can see that on there, the sort of bottom two sort of quadrants on there, sort of burglary and robbery, make up about sort of 20% of crime throughout the whole of the UK. So it is sort of a high level of crime that's actually happening, and the impact on businesses can be prolific, especially if computers are stolen and you've got a lot of your sensitive information on there and on your servers. So, who are we at Renvox? Well, we are an extremely technically advanced electronics company. We specialise in developing electronic systems, very clever ones for niche markets. So some of the systems that we are sort of currently involved in at the moment, we are developing a payload for a drone. So you know your UAV quadcopters, octocopters, we're developing a payload for that, which is a combined thermal imaging camera, an optical camera, which transmits down to a vehicle-mounted ground station where we've got video analytics and monitors in that ground station which can detect live and dead bodies for search and rescue missions. So our end-user partners for that particular project are Lancashire Fire and Rescue Service and West Yorkshire Police. And so we're also, once we finish the development, there'll be a lot of other uses. We know that Red Cross are interested in it, mountain rescue, because the manpower implication of having to go out and search for somebody is pretty high and very labour intensive and very slow. With a pre-programmed drone, it can actually go up, complete a search pattern, and it'll stop and look and analyse the area and then move on to the next area, or sweep around a 360, move on to the next area, and so on. We are just developing a scanning system which uses thermographic cameras and video analytics to detect melanoma, skin cancer. So that's a very clever system which is just in the pipeline at the moment. And that will be a full body scanner or handheld scanners which will allow somebody's body to be scanned to detect melanomas using video analytics. I just mentioned video analytics, so let's have a look. How many have heard of video analytics before? Has anybody sort of heard of video analytics? Yeah, a couple of guys heard of analytics. So video analytics, this is some of the magazines that we've been featured in as well. We write articles for security magazines. So, video analytics. This is the use of intelligent software to analyse a video image and provide intelligent feedback and responses to what's present in the image. And so let's have a look at some examples of that. Sorry. Can we press play on the bottom? If you move your mouse onto the bottom of that window, that's it. Left-hand side bottom should be a play. Yeah. Thank you. So this is video analytics detecting multiple people. So you've got a car park area here, and straight away this has been programmed to detect people So you can see there's a chap moving across the car park. Notice it's ignoring the vehicle at the back, but it's detecting him. Now that's not an operator that's actually using it. That's the system automatically detecting the person. So that can actually analyse and detect the scene. Looking at the next one, vehicle monitoring, and on this one, let's just click on it. No. Bottom corner. That's it. This is the same scene on this one, but what it's been programmed to do is detect vehicles and ignore the people. So you see the guy walking across, it's ignoring him, but straight away it's picked up the vehicle there. And the other guy enters from the scene on the right-hand side. Again, it's ignoring him. So it can be preset to do a variety of different actions. Left object detection. This can detect suspect packages. So if a suspect package is left in an area, then it can detect the suspect package once it's clicked on. Oops. Nope. Nope, there you are. Nope. So there you can see somebody leaving a rucksack in an area. What the analytics does is it cleverly analyzes the scene to see if something has changed within that scene for a preset period of time without actually moving. So somebody moving across, it's not looking to detect that. As you can see there, it automatically put a box around it. It detected that and then would alert an operator that something has been left in the area. The same can actually be done for asset protection. So if you've got high value assets that you need to protect within a given area, again, you can have a box drawn around it, and if that asset is actually moved, then it will detect that the object's been removed and take an alert an operator straight away. This one, we're going to look at some detection zones on this one. And this is going to give you an example of somebody who's initially outside a detection area on a railway crossing. So you can see him just walking up to the fence there. This could be the perimeter fence of a construction site, of your premises, whatever. As soon as the chap climbs over, straight away the analytics has detected him and shown there's a person there. In this particular instance, a higher level of detection would arise from actually going on the tracks and then back off again. And so, having a look at examples how they can how analytics in a security system can be used. Let's look at some practical applications. The old way of detecting somebody was to use passive infrared sensors. And that's fairly old technology. It's been around for a long time now. Video analytics can be used to detect movements and alert the monitoring station, who in turn can then use our speakers to challenge intruders and warn them off. So one example here is, this is one of our sight guard units, whereby at the top, you can see on the right-hand one, you've got 4 cameras there, static cameras which have got infrared lighting on them, and they're connected to video analytics. At the top is a speed dome, so anyone entering the field of view of the 4 cameras would then be detected. It would then dial through to the monitoring control room. They would have control of the cameras. They can move the dome camera around, zoom in on people for good identification. They can speak to the people to warn them off. It's recorded on the unit, which is easy enough to retrieve the recordings by the control room to see what happened before the event, maybe outside of the perimeter area, and so on. And we've got a cut down version of that. It's a very clever one which we've just finishing the development of. And you'll see outside, as you walk out from here, our stand is directly opposite, and we have our Hawkeye system, which is a rapid deployment system, which has 4 cameras all combined within this flying saucer type dome at the bottom with an additional speed dome camera, and it uses 3G, 4G, LAN, Wi-Fi, has the speakers in there, it's got video analytics on board, it's got onboard recording, a very, very clever system for rapid deployment and use in a multitude of different scenarios. So, another example is our Renvox Cloud View system. Can you just click on that, please, Tom? This video here, this can... Sorry.
With CloudView, you can view, manage and share CCTV footage from anywhere at any time. CloudView's web user interface provides a visual overview of your CCTV estate and quickly check your live or multi-view. Set your recording and alert schedules and quickly receive alerts via email that can be forwarded to the police. Easily name your cameras and locate them with accuracy on the customizable mapping tool.
Okay, so the CloudView there is a relatively low-cost system, which is a cloud-based transmission and recording system which you can access from your mobile phones, you can access from your laptop or desktop PC. It can be used to monitor your homes, it can be used to monitor your business, and it's a very easy retrofit to any existing system. So clever technology is what we do. We like to develop bespoke systems, and we relish the opportunity of designing bespoke systems for clients, and we have a variety of tools at our disposal. This, for example, is a full PC. It's probably as powerful as the PC that you've got under your desk in your office. We have a HDMI input on there, USB sockets. It's using an Intel chip inside, and it's a fully functional running Windows 10 10.1 PC system on there. We have very, very small camera systems, such as this here, this at the end. That is actually a CCTV camera, and you can plug it into your phone to actually view, and it has LED lighting on it as well. So it's even got a very, very tiny lens and LED lights which can be turned off. This is ideal for looking in small spaces or some clever applications, and you can view it on your phone. We can have a variety of length of cabling with it, 1 meter, 5 meter, 10 meter, and so on. And other sort of clever little bits. This is a thermal imaging camera, again, for your phone. This can plug into your phone. This will give you temperature readings of objects around the room, radiators, people, stuff like that, and enables it to actually sort of see in the dark without any infrared lighting. We're at the forefront of all technology. So if there's anything that is of interest to you from a technology point of view, the answer is yes. Now, what's the question? And we like to think that we can sort of develop and deliver most applications. So if you see our guys outside after this, they'll have a chat with you and see what you can do. And right, is there anybody got any questions at all? Yes. Oh, sorry. They'll just bring a microphone. I've got a microphone over there. Yeah, he'll just bring a microphone. He'll just bring a microphone over for you, so you can we can all hear the question. Oh, it's this lady at the front, please. Sorry.
You know, when you were talking about the audio.
Sorry.
When you were talking. Can I? Yeah. Right. Okay. Right. The question I was wanting to ask, when you said about the audio, so for example, if you've got a CCTV system in place with 16 cameras and it's happening at the incidents taking place at camera 1, for example, which is located outside the building, what about the rest of the cameras? Will people on the other cameras, will they hear, or if they're located in different places, or will it be just that specific one camera?
in terms of the question that the lady was asking there, was in relation to multiple cameras. If you had a speaker adjacent or in the vicinity of one of the cameras, and you needed to make an announcement out on it, would the other sort of cameras sort of hear it? It purely depends on the location of the other cameras. So if you've got a building and you've got cameras all around the outside of the building, if it's on one side, it wouldn't hear it on the other. But what it is, you have the speakers in conjunction with either one or several cameras in the same area. We also have slave speakers, so if you've got it on a corner, we can have it on a corner of one building, so looking down that way with the camera, and the slave speaker down the opposite corner of the building. So from the one unit, we can actually sort of speak in both directions. The beauty of these speaker systems, which I didn't mention as well, is that you can have as many of them as you want free. No charge for the actual units. You're thinking, what's the catch? There isn't a catch, but they work via the GSM network, so there is a mobile contract, and depending upon which speaker it is that you use, it may be $9.95 a month or $12.95 a month. But we have the RV speaker, which connects to the mains, so if it's in conjunction with the CCTV camera, that plugs into the mains. The RV1 has a UPS backup in it, so if the mains fails, it still keeps the system up and running for up to 33 hours without any mains there. The RV2 is the solar-powered version, which again works without any mains whatsoever, so it can be in the middle of a field or sort of anywhere where there's no power. The RV3 is the internal system, and the RV Solo that we have what we call the RV Solo, that links into any existing public address system that you've got, or any existing speakers. So if you've got speakers in and around your building, we can link it into those speakers so that you can remotely talk to one of these units. And the airtime contract for it is £9.95 a month, and just a standard sort of mobile network. Very easy to control. There's a lot of clever opportunities with it, such as for supermarkets, for them to be enabled from a head office instead of one within the store making a announcement of special offers. We can actually have professional voiceovers where it schedules it they can schedule it on a specific time and date and so on to do a specific advertisement using somebody's voiceover. So there's a lot of clever ones that we do. So yes, is this chap got a question?
Thank you. Yes, I've got an interpret, thank you. So I just want to link back
Just put it to your mouth a bit, sorry. Just put it closer to your mouth.
Oh, sorry. Just want to link back to what that lady was saying. So maybe about deaf awareness there. So if obviously you've mentioned people are speaking into the speakers. So for example, maybe a person is going to be stabbed, for example. You can shout that information out and say there's danger behind you, for example, and then the situation may be resolved. But for a deaf person, how would that happen? They wouldn't know that this danger's coming to them or there is danger around them. So obviously a hearing person can hear that. They know maybe, for example, a train is coming, etc., etc. But for a deaf person, it's very, very different. So is there a system that you could create for a deaf person? What would your solution be in that situation?
Thank you. Very, very good question for that one. We actually already have a solution for it. We have, you'll see outside there, one of our speakers has actually got flashing lights built into it. We have an ancillary interface box which plugs into the back of the speakers, which we can put to different outputs. So that can go to flashing lights as well. And it's actually, I'm glad you actually brought that up, because I was a keynote speaker at the Institute of Fire Safety Managers AGM last year, and that question came up with regards to hotel rooms. And about how they could alert deaf people in hotel rooms of a fire. And with our system, because we have inputs and outputs, we developed the concept for them where they could actually send a message to one of the speakers, and it's purely an AT command. It's sort of like an SMS message, or we use USSD, which is a sub carrier. And it will then switch on some lights, a flashing sort of warning light within the room. It would also activate a vibrator underneath the pillow to wake somebody up if they were asleep. So that way, a deaf person as well would be alerted if there's any danger. So thank you for asking that. That's reminding me of something that we've already done. Okay. Sorry.
Sorry, I like that. Maybe if we can speak outside after.
Certainly.
Just obviously with designs that are linked to my business as well, maybe we can have a chat about that because I'm deaf myself. So if we can maybe have a chat later, that would be great.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic. Good. Is there any other questions within the room? No? Well, thank you very much for coming to the presentation. Hopefully you'll sort of go away with some a bit more knowledge of things that are available now from here, and I wish you all the best in the future. Thank you.